All right, thanks again for rejoining us on the program TMI on the ITV network. We get our conversation segment on course right now, right away, as we look at innovation and technology and how we can explore the inherent potentials to impact governance. Since technological innovations came into reality, the industrial sector has been revolutionized, and that revolutionization is still ongoing. And today, one major technological tool that is most talked about is artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are exploring it, both on the positive side and on the negative side. Today, particularly in the new media sector, you see a video, you have to be very, very sure that the video is original. Otherwise, you could just be carried away. I saw a video one time where I think it was Joe Biden that was speaking in a way and manner that tends to abhor same-sex and all the LGBTQ issues. Spoke like it was against it, and that turned out to be a video that was produced using AI. But how can we explore all of these new innovations, new technologies to impact on governance, to ensure that governance is more responsive in terms of meeting the yearnings and aspirations of the people? My guest this morning is the Honorable Commissioner for Digital Economy, Science and Technology, Edo State, Engineer Ogbedi Ifaluyi Isibo. Many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Always a delight to have you here.
I appreciate it always.
We have seen technology, science, and innovation revolutionized the way we live. But in this part of the world, there are still some critical things that needs to be put in place for us to have the maximum utilization of these technologies, these innovations, and all of that. But give me your background on how, technology, innovation has revolutionized how we live, how we think, how we act, and even on the part of governance.
Well, thank you. Thank you again for having me. It's been a while I've been here, and I'm happy to be back. Like you rightly said, technology is changing the way we interact as people. Innovation is changing the way we do things. It's no longer how it used to be 10, 15 years ago. Every day we're using technology to improve our lives, and that's what innovation does. Innovation means creating ideas, maybe new ideas, maybe working on already existing ideas. Then technology brings in that tweak on how to solve problems, how to create solutions using the innovation. And the world is seeing today a high level of technological advancement in every aspect of our lives. Is it in agriculture? Is it in health? Is it in communication? We're seeing the use of technology solving major problems. And then people ask, and they worry that with the way we're going, is this not going to take away our jobs? Are we not going to have robots replacing humans in the workplace? But I say no. I think technology is going to help us create more jobs. Yes, that's what it was saying. That's where the trend is tilting towards. We're having to see more innovations and inventions by majorly young people, right? So it's no longer the regular kind of jobs, the traditional jobs. We're seeing people now creating their jobs from home using technology. And that is why I find it very interesting when I see governments taking advantage of that transformation and investing in public digital infrastructure. That is the only way we can scale.
Public digital infrastructure.
Yes, sir. That's the only way we can scale to meet other developing nations where they are. Because if we are doing so much with the internet today, and now we're saying, can we have people in rural communities have access to the internet? What are we doing? We are opening up those rural communities. We're spurring more innovation and invention, because everywhere in Edo State, for example, you have young people who are smart, learned, energetic, innovative, and can invent. So what do they need? That extra push. That is why we're focusing on creating more public digital infrastructure so that people across the state can have access to the internet and can be innovative.
Fantastic. Today we'll talk about a knowledge economy. I mean, that's the hub of digital economy. To what extent would you say we are leveraging on this to drive digital economy?
Well, in Edo States, and I'm pleased to talk about Edo States, but not just because I'm an Edo man, not just because I'm serving an Edo government, but also because I'm proud of the astronomical progress that we have made in the state. Edo State were #1 in digital transformation, were #1 in digital governance, were #1 in ICT, we're #1 in public digital infrastructure, like I said before. And why are we #1 in all of these aspects? It's because we have committed ourselves to seeing the future. And we're seeing that having to infuse, the values of technology in our everyday life would spur our economy and grow our GDP. Now, Edo State is the only state in Nigeria that has laid over 2,000 kilometers of fiber optic cables across the state. We're the only state to have done that. We do not have the most connectivity in Nigeria. We're second after Lagos, but we're the first states that has built that infrastructure. We're also the only state that now has gone paperless. September this year, Edo State will be celebrating the 1-year anniversary of going paperless. What does that mean? That means in all government correspondence, mails or memos or letters, we do no longer use paper. Everything is done on our ERP platform, such that I could be responding to a memo from my PS right on my phone, or responding to a memo from the governor right on my phone. So that helps to improve efficiency. It improves effectiveness. It reduces waste and reduces corruption. So there's no case of, oh, the file is missing, or we can't find the file. We know the exact location of every memo or mail at any point in time. And His Excellency has given us a 48-hour window with which you must respond to a memo or you get a query. So what are we doing? We are connecting the 18 local government areas with fiber optic cables. We are now connecting primary healthcare centers. We're now connecting schools. And we're rolling out a program in the next few days called EdoNet. We're rolling out free Wi-Fi in 45 public areas across the state. There's no state that is thinking of that, let alone doing it. That is why Edo is #1.
Fantastic. When you talked about this, you spoke about this, since I could see all the blushes and all the excitement. But for the ordinary man on the street, all of these lofty heights attained technologically, how has it affected the price of gari, of rice, of palm oil, and all of those other things that they need for their daily existence, for their personal existence? How are we translating all of these into these tangible, feelable things that people can relate with? How has it affected unemployment in Edo State? How has it affected revenue drive? How has it been able to put monies in the pockets of individuals? These are key things that people would like to hear.
Yes. I totally agree with that, because the original need of every man is food, clothing, shelter. Then I would not translate that to the availability of jobs. But you see, to the question exactly, how does the digital journey Edo is on right now affect the lives of the average person? Let's start from agriculture. We have seen that because of the improvements in technology, we can now have improved seeds even for cassava farming. So where a farmer was harvesting 7 tons of cassava on 1 hectare of land, we have now seen that using technology, we can have improved mechanizations, we can have improved seeds, we now have softwares that a farmer can use to water his plants on his field, even when he's not there. So now we have seen an increase. So those farmers in that box can now harvest 15 tons of cassava on 1 hectare of land. Is that producing more cassava for the farmer? Is that producing more gari for the people? Is it also going to make it cheaper eventually? Yes. So does technology in that sense affect the price of gari? Yes. Then how does it help to create jobs? Edo State, we have the Edo State Skills Acquisition Agency that has dissected into Edo jobs Edo Innovate, and the Production Center. I'll talk about Edo Innovate because that's the digital arm of job creation. We have trained over 72,000 Edo residents in the last 5 years under Edo Innovates.
Does that translate to jobs?
I'm getting there because
Okay.
this is it. Young people are fast and are ready to move. So we're not looking at people trying to get a job any longer in the bank or trying to become teachers like that. People are having to use their laptops and their phones to create jobs. And so we're teaching them cloud computing. We're teaching them cybersecurity. We're teaching them AI and machine learning. With this knowledge, they create jobs. And now look at e-commerce. E-commerce has gone ballistic in Nigeria, and I'm glad to say that Edo is one of those states at the top of e-commerce. Now, you don't have to own a store or own a shop. You could go anywhere to buy clothes or buy shoes or buy bags and sell on social media and sell on Twitter. But if you have access to free government Wi-Fi, that makes it easy. It's fast and reliable. So a lady who's doing makeovers, for example, right in her house, she can do her makeover, take pictures, or put it on Facebook and have people call her to do business. That is creating a job. She doesn't have to leave her. And she, at the end of the day, she makes a whole lot more money than those of us who have a 9 to 5.
No, but those currently doing that now rely on their personal data on their phone to be able to drive such.
Across Edo State,
yes.
all local government councils have free internet data, free internet Wi-Fi. Every local government council is connected. There are also some government buildings.
Stationed at the secretariat or just?
No, at the secretariat.
At the secretariat.
And, what we're doing is fiber optics, right?
Okay.
And so the next phase will now be connecting to schools and connecting to hospitals. But we're starting first, with local government councils because we have to protect this infrastructure.
Okay.
Right? So if anybody is within that region, you have free internet access. So it's not you paying for it now. It's government providing that enabling environment to have e-commerce thrive. So that is a way we are helping to create jobs. And the digital transformation journey, is a journey. It doesn't happen suddenly. You don't start getting the benefits all of a sudden. We're taking the leap, in Nigeria. And you see, because of the space, the level of our development, we're having to see more people come into Benin to take advantage of this infrastructure. If you go to Edo Innovates now, you see people who've come from as far as the north coming to get free digital training. And we're offering it for free. Courses that you pay $5,000 for, Edo State government is giving you for free. Can you imagine in the next 10 years what that will result to? So for digital transformation, is not like, it's not like building a school.
Okay.
It's a reforming the mind of the person, letting them know that you could get a skill, because most people have regular education. But now it's no longer what you studied, but what can you do, right? And if banks are having to, get people who are trained in AI, it's those who have the training now that can now apply for those jobs. So we're seeing an astronomical increase in the abilities of young Edo people, and that is for the future.
Fantastic. Let's talk about the challenge of insecurity as it relates to leveraging on innovation and technology
yes.
to deal with that. What's your take on that?
Thank you, and I'm happy you asked that question. I'm always happy to talk about what we've done already, right? Also, in talking about what we intend to do, we'll tell you what we've done. Edo State is the only state that has a command and control center. What does that mean? We have an infrastructure where we have people, stationed there to receive emergency calls from Edo residents when they're in distress. So anybody right now can call 739 or 112 on your phone right now, and if you're in distress, someone takes the call, 247. That is to say, wherever you are, you can use technology to get help. And this is the only place where it's happening. And we didn't stop there. We're having to station cameras, across the state. Most of the masts of ISPs, internet service providers, MTN, Glo, and all that, we now have cameras on those masts. So we can know exactly what's happening in Ugbo, We know what's happening at Agbo Park. We know what's happening in Uselu because we are seeing all those things live. How else can technology help to solve insecurity if we don't have all this infrastructure? And now, if you, maybe there's an accident, and you call 739 or 112, you can get immediate help being dispatched to you because we have leveraged on technology. And then, you know, we used to have a high level of kidnappings before in Edo State. It has dropped significantly because we're having to do aerial surveillance of these forests where these bad guys used to kidnap these people. So now you cannot hide in any Edo forest for more than 48 hours because we have cameras that will see you and we have people that will go to flush you out.
So how come, in spite of these achievements in terms of putting up this technological infrastructure to tackle insecurity, the challenge of cultism is still at the front burner? The killings here and there. I mean, the last couple of weeks, there were stories of people being killed, you know, just like that. I mean, at different parts of the state. I mean, there's a story about a young girl from the University of Benin that was murdered recently, and we're still having these cases coming on the front burner, and yet we have an infrastructure that is supposed to deal with that.
Well, it's sad and it is shameful that we're still having to deal with this kind of senselessness amongst our young folks. You see, when they're cult rivalries, it's an individual going to kill an individual. It is not an individual attacking a marketplace or attacking a school, right? These are people that are, these are actions that are premeditated.
Okay.
Right? And there's no way any government can put 24-hour surveillance on any individual. Even in countries with the greatest infrastructure, we still have killings every day, gun violence and all that. But what we're doing now is having us to police ourselves.
Okay.
Right? Now we have a number you can call. So if you have a neighbor or a friend or anyone who you suspect to be wanting to cause this kind of mayhem, you have a number to call now.
Okay.
That makes it easier for us to have, you know, to know what's going on, where the person is going to. It's about, you know, us policing that. That's the only way we can help to reduce it, right? The police will not be able to be in everybody's house. But any man who's going to kill somebody, you know, has a meeting. And, you know, we now have the technology that tells us in Edo State where there's a gathering that's coming up. When there are 10 or more people gathered in one location, we now have that software that tells us at the command and control center to watch this space because people are gathering.
Like flashpoints or something?
Yes, so if it's a marketplace, we know okay, this is a marketplace. If it's a campaign rally, okay, this is a campaign rally. But wherever we're having people to gather in a high number, now we get, you know, those notifications, and we can now monitor the situation and arrest whatever occurs.
Okay, what are your projections in line with some of these infrastructure that have been put in place? What figure can you give as it relates to maybe some fintechs or innovative companies or businesses that have been set up as a result of these trainings, this knowledge transfer in Edo State?
Well, the good thing is that most of these, I will call them developmental partners, are saying that Edo is making progress in the area of digital transformation.
Okay.
Now they're saying that we don't have to lay our own fiber optic cables to connect through the internet. Edo has already done that. So how can we add a layer on that? And that's why I'm excited about our tech conference that's coming up soon.
Okay.
Now we're inviting all these big players to come and see what we've done, come and see where you can take advantage of and add a layer to make it, you know, prosper.
Okay.
You know, so we're having a lot of companies who are coming in and they're saying that we already have a data center. Edo State is the only state that has a tier 3 data center in Nigeria.
Not a tier 2 or tier 1?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Edo State is the only state with a tier 3 data center in Nigeria. And that data center is 99.982% efficiency. We have, you know, multiple power sources. What does that tell the investor? Instead of having to pay AWS to have web hosting, I can host with the Edo State government.
Okay.
I can have email hosting with the Edo State government. They are saying that we can have our data clean and stored in the Edo State data center than having to pay crazy dollars abroad.
Okay.
Investors are seeing that there's so much progress to be made. Let us now come. And we're seeing a lot of them coming. We're seeing Cisco coming. We're seeing Amazon coming. They're seeing that we not only have the infrastructure, we also have the skills. We have the young people who now have the talents. So what next? Come and build, help us build more infrastructure.
There's always a challenge of continuity in terms of what has been done, especially when you have the government who facilitated such infrastructure on its way out.
Yes.
Isn't that a challenge as far as these infrastructures are concerned?
No, it's not a challenge, and we foresaw that, and that's because of the foresight of our governor. So we said there's a possibility that the next government may want to do things differently. But what can we do? Can we have a digital master plan? A 30 years master plan.
Okay.
So today now we have a 30 years digital master plan. We have the 30 years Edo master plan, but we also have them cascading to specifics. So now I was saying that this is where we've got into. This is where we need to get to in 30 years, and if you do this, this, and this, you will get there.
Okay.
The next government could tweak it a little bit, but now we have a plan. We didn't all stop there. We now have a digital policy. So now we have legislation. So you can't just go there and approach fiber optic cable laid across the state, because now it's going to be an offense. Because this is government infrastructure, this is taxpayers' monies. So the government after this now can say, this is what we've done. Now is a law. You now have to build on what you've seen.
Fantastic. All right, on a final note, this is an election year. I mean, the next less than 3 months. I mean, by the way, this is the first day of July, so happy new month. We'll be talking about the Edo State governorship election, which is building up. Are you in any way bothered about the challenge of propaganda, the challenge of mudslinging, the challenge of lack of proper focus on the issues, manifestos, and what have you?
I'm pushing forward for hygiene in our politics. Hygiene where we discuss the issues. Hygiene where what bothers the Edo people becomes at the front burner of our discussions. Hygiene where candidates are talking about their manifestos, what I intend to do. Hygiene where we're saying that we can disagree. We can argue, but can we be civil? Can we be decent about it? Hygiene, where we're not going to destroy the billboards of our opponents just because we're intimidated. Hygiene, where we're not going personal at our opponents. Hygiene, where the Edo people are seeing that this man understands my problems. I can see from his manifesto, he has an idea where we're going to. Do we have confidence in his competence? Do we have confidence in his character? Do we have confidence in his capacity? That is the kind of hygiene that we're bringing into these elections. And I'm hoping that all the players, understand the fact that if governance is about the people, then it should be focused on what the people really need.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so
sir.
much. Well, that has been the Honorary Commissioner for Digital Economy, Science and Technology at the State, Engineer Ubede Faluyi Sibo, sharing some thoughts with us on some of the tech developments and their impacts on governance and how we can leverage them to make greater impact.